Hey everybody, so we just passed 215,000 subscribers and I want to thank each of you for signing up. Every week I do SMG viewers comments where I answer your best questions. Some of them even get a dedicated episode. And I'd like to thank Rebecca Barbara for asking this question.
What were your biggest rookie mistakes starting out?
That is a fantastic question. So here we go. Here's my top 5 rookie recording mistakes that I learned the hard way. So I started recording professionally back in 1997. It was pretty primitive by today's standards, with my computer barely able to play a mix in real time without arbitrarily stopping. I was young, I was eager, and I wanted to record bands more than anything else. And here are the 5 worst mistakes I ever made along the way. Number 5, charging flat rates, being a doormat for the bands. Look, I understand when you're starting out, you want to make a name for yourself, and that means you need to attract clients. And putting up with a lot of shit to get those clients. That means charging way too little or charging flat rates. And it means tolerating all sorts of nonsense, like musicians showing up not prepared. When you charge a flat rate, there is no incentive for them to actually learn the material before coming into the studio. I mean, why learn it at home when they can learn it in your studio because it's a cool environment with all sorts of cool gear, and it's certainly not going to cost them anything extra, now is it? I put up with some crazy shit over the years. Bands showing up hours late or not showing up at all and not even calling. Drummers refusing to record with anyone else in the band or even a tempo map. Yeah, that one turned out wonderful. Guitar players who can't tune their instruments or insist on recording their dumpster reject guitar with bad electronics, no setup, and ancient strings. Because recording your studio-ready guitars on the wall would just make too much fucking sense! Remember, you can just say no. When a band insists on doing something stupid that will waste everyone's time, put your foot down. The worst that can happen is that they'll leave and not waste your time anymore. Number 4, not making a decision. The modern recording age is great because we have a nearly unlimited palette of sounds and choices when it comes to instruments and mixes. The modern recording age totally sucks for exactly the same reason. Because we have so many options, it is all too easy to keep second guessing yourself and never getting anything accomplished. In the tape days, you usually had a maximum of 24 tracks. That meant bouncing submixes and having to get it right the first time. When I first got my reamp box, I would reamp the guitars on entire albums 15 or 20 times over. These days, not so much. Look, it's great to have a safety net, but unless you learn to walk away, you will only drive yourself crazy because you will never get anything finished. Number 3, not taking breaks. Back in the tape days, we had to wait for it to rewind. This would take a minute or two, giving you a mental break in the mixing process. This ties in directly with the make a decision problem. Now, because you have the instant rewind, your mind can focus intently on a problem in a mix. The problem here is you can easily lose perspective because you aren't getting the required mental rest and can wind up chasing your own tail. I remember when I quit smoking, a client actually said to me, "We really like it that you don't take breaks anymore." Yes, because how dare I take 5 or 10 minutes every few hours to recharge the creative flow. Breaks are good, make sure you take them. On a related note, you can spend an awful long time seated. Be sure to watch what you eat and take the time to exercise. This was me in 1992. This is what happens when you record bands for over 20 years and don't exercise enough. If there's one thing I wish I could have told myself in my 20s, it would be to keep my daily walks up. I used to walk everywhere in college. Smoking helped me keep my weight off, and when I quit, there was definitely a lot of weight gain. So if you're going to go into recording, make sure you have an exercise routine and stick to it. Make the time because you are worth the effort. Number 2, first generation IDE RAID. This one still drives me insane. Remember that bit about computers being barely able to play a mix back without stopping? Well, I thought that the new IDE RAID systems back in '99 would go a long way to speeding things up. I remember buying a pair of matched hard drives specifically for audio and running them in a stripe. That's where the data would be split between the 2 drives, and they play back synchronized at a speed faster than a single drive. What they didn't tell you is that if there was even the slightest glitch, all the data on both drives would disappear and be unrecoverable. I had this happen to me on 2 separate projects before I could back things up. The worst thing I've ever had to do in my professional career was to call a client and explain that the music that they worked so hard at had vanished and we'd have to do it again. At no extra cost, of course. The first time it happened, I thought it was a fluke. The second time it happened, I pulled the RAID system and never had another hard drive problem ever. As a consequence of this, I back things up like crazy though. So for all you guys out there, be sure to grab a USB hard drive and dump your files onto it on a regular basis. Trust me, it's worth the time. Number 1, lack of proper acoustic treatment. Now, you guys have heard me say this over and over again. Get acoustic treatment. And the reason why I keep saying this is because of experience. My first studio was notoriously bad for this. I'd work on a project, get it sounding great, then as soon as we'd play it back anywhere but the studio, the speakers would be farting out all over the place. The guitars would just sound like mud, and there's too much bass on everything. And this was a gigantic problem for me that I'd have to work through. I wasted hours upon hours fixing these issues, and there was no end to it. When I built my second studio, which I'm in now, things definitely improved. However, I still had bottom-end issues with my guitar sounds because I never bothered to install corner traps in my amp room. Once I finally got around to doing that, things cleaned up considerably. So if you want to take anything of value from this video, take note here. It doesn't matter how much money you spend on your gear if you can't hear it properly. A $300 set of monitors in a room with $2,000 worth of acoustic treatment is going to be far more accurate than a $10,000 set of monitors in a room with no treatment at all. Don't skimp on this part because your work will pay the consequences for it. That, and don't mix on headphones because they lie. Okay, that's it for this episode. Please keep those questions coming. If you found it useful, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and check back every Friday for more SMG viewers' comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. See you later.